Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings.
Hi guys, I said I'd be back really soon, so hello, I hope you're all doing okay. So we've got quite a big one that might make my little vein pop up again. So in my last video I didn't mention it, but there were rumours beginning to surface. Naturally they started popping up on the day of Princess Charlotte's birthday announcement, but I refused to kind of give them any airtime because I wasn't sure whether to believe it or not. But Omid Scobie, her favourite mouthpiece, this is someone that now casts himself as a royal expert, a royal reporter, a royal correspondent, depending on where you read it. So rumour has it that Omid and Carolyn Durand, I hadn't heard of her myself, no offence, I just, I don't really, unless something really important that I've read names don't stick with me very well. But she has got together with Omid, and they're writing a biography together of Harry and Meghan. So anyway, these rumours started, and then I think the first kind of bits that came out, I heard it was Thoroughly Modern Royals. That was the name of the book was going to be. Thoroughly Modern Royals. They've ditched the monarchy in less than 2 years. Meghan has done nothing but cause drama. They're not royals anymore. Why would you bring that out and say that they thoroughly modernised the monarchy? Needless to say, I think we all know what it would be about. It's going to be told from their side, and it would be another sickly sweet Tom Bradby, what was it, that Harry and Meghan, an African journey, how their story was really told and the struggles that they had in South Africa. I mean, these two, that they got so much stick for being so tone deaf to the country's plights where they were, all these people that they were meeting, probably just people that they met that may not even be alive now because how dangerous South Africa was. But when everyone thinks about their African tour, they don't think about the charities that they went to visit, the young girls that they went to visit. They didn't even bring anything up to do with the suffering of the white farmers are going through out in South Africa, but I suppose that's too political for them. But everything that anyone remembers to do with their African journey is about them. We had Simba being presented to Desmond Tutu, Archie, done in such a way, oh yes, everybody's seen Archie, make sure the headline's stealing. Then they obviously did the moaning on the last day of the tour, and they basically on one of the most awful backdrops that you could possibly imagine, two people could whinge about their lot in life. There they were. Harry was talking about the click of light bulbs taken back to his mother's death, and Meghan was going, nobody asked if I'm okay. It was in really poor taste, and it attracted negativity from all around the world. So we know with Meghan and Harry that this did not stop them. This has not slowed them down. They are still going with this victim mentality. It's poor them. No matter everything that they have been given in life, everything that has been thrown at them, they still are the poor victims in this entire scenario. To say that Omid's scribblings of Harry and Meghan's inside story of, the truth that happened behind the walls that we didn't see, the truth about their love story and everything else that's going to come out, to say that Omid's going to be one-sided is going to be a little bit of an understatement. There might actually be nothing revealed in this book. They do it often, don't they? They make a big hype going, there's going to be secrets untold, treasures unknown, and then you read it and it's like, no, we knew all that anyway, you've just sugar-coated it. More interestingly, and I shake the pen, Carolyn Durand, who I had to look up, as I said, she writes for Elle magazine, but also Oprah magazine, oprahmag.com. She's one of Oprah's writers, so you can just imagine Oprah Mag, and Obi's influence. It's just going to be a puke fest, let's be honest, isn't it? It's going to be sugary sweet. It's all going to be told from their side, how they were victims. Get ready for another dark and woeful tale, how the two victims, protagonists of the story, they fought together against everything, didn't they? To come out, they fought against sexism and racism, Meghan being bullied. They were tortured by the media, the UK public. They were persecuted, and they had no other way but to escape the toxic environment with their child to safety of LA. I mean, how many more times are we going to want to hear how, everything was terrible for them? I mean, we've heard it all, haven't we? But then yesterday, I had my James Woods moment yet again, the Hades. We had an actual release of the title that's going to be released on Amazon. It's already got something like a 60% discount. I'd imagine it's going to get a lot lower than that. But the title of the biography is going to be called Finding Freedom. You cannot make this up, how utterly offensive. Finding freedom. Freedom from what? You know, they weren't forced into being in the monarchy. I mean, I remember the stories came out, the Queen had offered Meghan and Harry a normal life. The Queen said to Meghan, you don't have to become a full-time working royal, you don't know the ropes, continue acting, still get married, but you don't have a title, you don't come full-time working members. Meghan insisted, she'd given up everything at this point. This is what she wanted. She wanted to do this so much. Oh, she wanted it so much, she pretty much, as we've learnt now from all of the sort of like the underhand dealings, and she didn't even really want that before she signed the ink on her marriage license, really. We found out that she hid the TIG, she hid her old sort of PR people, she hid her management team, she kept everyone on the back burner. So this was all being one big plan by Meghan from the beginning, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it, how far was Harry in on this kind of plot, really? The fact that he is letting her completely trash his family, I'm in utter shock that Harry could do this. The amount his family have saved him, friends have taken the rap for him, the PR that he's had. You know, he's had people looking out for him his entire life, and here he is letting Meghan's friends completely go after his grandma, his elderly grandmother, grandfather, brother, sister-in-law, everyone. And then, Harry and Meghan modernising royalty. Sorry, I think Princess Anne did that when she chose not to give Zara and Peter titles. Zara is a modern royal. She got to grow up when she could have been under the constraints of being called a princess and everything else, and she's had a relatively normal life, thus giving her a normal family life. William and Harry weren't so lucky, obviously, because Charles is heir to the throne. But Catherine and William, look how much they, to me, have modernised the monarchy as well. You know, the Queen in herself has modernised the monarchy. Harry and Meghan, how anyone can have the cheek to say that that's what this couple have done. She literally came in with a game plan. She demanded the title. They wanted the huge £32 million wedding. She spent millions of pounds on clothes, despite being someone that was a humanitarian. I mean, that 100k Dior dress, £100,000 to wear a dress, a maternity dress nonetheless. And it looked awful, to be fair. She looked like she was wrapped in curtains. But this is a couple that have demanded, I mean, the private jets, the exclusive resorts that they've been to, the life that they've lived. And Meghan becoming a member of the royal family, which she so wanted, she spent most of it on holiday or on maternity leave. Yet they've done nothing but complain about their lot. Finding freedom. I mean, all of the books on Amazon to do with finding freedom are people that have escaped regimes, escaped like North Korea, they've escaped prisons, they've escaped an abusive relationship, drug addiction, finding freedom. That's what it means. I mean, even Richard Eden made a sly comment about the fact that they probably would have had a long walk to freedom, but that was already taken. You know, Nelson Mandela. But is this what Meghan really truly sees herself as? I find this so offensive. Finding freedom from what? From absolute luxury? From having millions thrown at you? They still have millions thrown at them. Every day we're reading about how they're looking at £12 million Malibu mansions, but even if they're not, £2.4 million of taxpayers' money spent on renovations of Frogmore Cottage that they never even lived in. You know, there was rumours that they actually did have the renovations done at Kensington Palace, but Meghan refused to move in there, or basically they were told that they weren't allowed to move in there. There was something that went on with they were going to move next to Catherine and William. To say that this couple haven't been completely spoiled from Harry his entire life at Meghan since day one is, I mean, I can't even put into words the amount of money that this couple and gifts and privileges that they have been given. And in the current climate, it's just unbelievable that they could be doing this. I mean, the title of a book in itself is just offensive on so many different levels. In a world at the moment, a worldwide pandemic that's going on as well, when slavery is still a thing, people are being bought and sold still, people are dying under strict regimes, people are starving under dictatorships. Yet you have these two that pop up, and they've apparently It's since been denied by the Sussexes reps. But first of all, it started that they've sat down and they've given Omid inside knowledge. Omid Scobie told the world that he was one of the few that actually had intimate inside details of when they spoke to the Queen with Archie. I'm sorry, I thought that was all meant to be secret, but clearly not. I mean, Omid's going to dig her in a hole at the rate he's going. I mean, there's actual footage. It's on social media. I've seen it. It's true. But there's actual footage of Omid saying about this letter, you know, the whole Thomas Markle letter.
Omid, live on TV, said, while the purpose of Meghan's letter was very much to repair the relationship with the father, she knew in her heart of hearts that this was going to be released to the papers. Thomas has a record of this. This is exactly the man she knows. So many of those things in that letter were written with the public in mind. She very much wanted to set the record straight. Problem is, Meghan, Thomas didn't sell the letter, did he? That's when you pushed your friends to sell it through People magazine.
So there's Omid, her buddy that's writing her biography, that's basically said, oh yeah, Meghan's admitted that she wrote it for public consumption. I hope the courts actually see this. But I guess Meghan would then be throwing Omid under a bus and denying it. But this is apparently what's come out. The Sussexes representatives have said that they didn't give any inside information. They haven't agreed to this biography. It's an unofficial one. So we'll see what comes out of this. Let's see if Carolyn, Durand and Omid Scobie get pulled into court and dragged through the court for talking about Meghan, you know, without her permission. You know how Harry and Meghan really hate that. I don't think we're going to see it. I think it's got, even the title of this book has just got Meghan's stamp all over it. But tell me what you guys think of this. I mean, do you think that it's just me? Do you think that Finding Freedom is an appropriate title? Are you just as offended as me and pretty much everyone else's at that title? I just think they're digging themselves in a deeper hole. They don't seem to stop. I don't understand it. Are they now just trying to be the most loathsome couple that have ever existed? Because to be honest with you, I have never, ever, ever come across a more egocentric, self-entitled couple. I mean, the levels of which they go to, which they talk about themselves being victims, no matter the backdrop, no matter what's going on in the world, it's gobsmacking, and I find myself half the time caught in between. They've got to be kidding. You're certifiably insane. You're unhinged. There's rumours that Harry's not quite right upstairs. She's clearly not. And then you think to yourself, are they actually unhinged? And the royal family are just trying to keep this as quiet as possible. I think it's the worst thing you can do. Because if the Queen thinks this 12-month trial that they've given them, that they're still allowed certain privileges, is going to get any better, I mean, they'd screwed it up by the end of April. They only left it on the 31st of March. What on else do you think that they are going to do between now and the 12-month review? As always, please tell me what you think. I'll be back with you very, very soon, no doubt with more stories that have come from the Sussexes. Let's keep looking to the good news that comes out from our actual real members of the royal family, because the other two, they ain't royal no more. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.